Well, CBS News has confirmed that President Trump has asked James Comey to remain the director of the FBI.
Comey happens to be in the middle of a 10-year term. CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid joins us now to talk about this. So, Paula, what are your sources telling you about the FBI's future at the Justice Department?
Well, let's be clear. The president can't ask him to stay on. He's in the middle of a 10-year term. You either fire him or you don't. And for weeks, sources at the Department of Justice have been telling me that they expected the president to keep Director Comey on because he doesn't really have enough evidence to fire him for cause. There's no evidence that he was misusing Department of Justice resources or that he's done anything illegal. Yes, he has made some extremely controversial decisions, but historically that has not been enough to actually fire an FBI director.
Paula, has an FBI director ever been fired before?
Yes, President Clinton fired William Sessions, the head of the FBI, after an internal watchdog report revealed that he was misusing resources, including the plane he was using for some personal reasons. Now let's look at that case very, very carefully. President Clinton had an internal watchdog report with evidence of misusing government funds. He also had the support of the then Attorney General Janet Reno, and he even asked him to resign. That's very different from where we are now. It just underscores how unprecedented it is and how difficult it is to fire the head of the FBI.
And so there is a report that is due out in a month, Paula. Will President Trump have to reevaluate that?
Well, I think you mean the report that is expected at the end of the year. That's the report that is into the FBI's handling of Secretary Clinton, the Secretary Clinton investigation. That report is going to look at all of the FBI's most controversial decisions in its most controversial case. The Inspector General has said that he is going to look at why Director Comey sent those letters to Congress right before the election. Democrats and Secretary Clinton believe that decision was a big reason for her loss. And the Inspector General said he will look at whether or not there were any improper considerations in that particular decision. They're also going to look at how that investigation was staffed and at leaks that came out of the FBI. Vlad, at the end of that, is expected about at the end of the year. President Trump will have to review that and once again make a decision about Comey's future at the FBI.
But here's the thing, Paul. Over the next year, we know that Comey will be overseeing investigations into Trump's associates. So do you think that there's a chance if those investigations don't go the way that Trump wants, could he use the watchdog report to essentially fire him?
That's a great question, and it really just underscores the position that the FBI director is now in. We all know this report is going to come out in about a year, and Trump will have another pass at Comey's job status, but this time armed with that watchdog report and a mountain of evidence that even if it is not expected to show anything illegal, it's very unflattering. So it's a very difficult position for the FBI director now that he is overseeing these investigations. It also just sort of calls into question whether or not a special prosecutor should be appointed to take that pressure off of the FBI director, to not have him be fully responsible for these investigations. And it also alleviates the president of some responsibility if he does decide to fire FBI Director Comey based on anything that comes out of that investigation. It wouldn't look vindictive.
All right, to be continued. Paula Reid in Washington. Thanks, Paula.